Ladies and gents, it's a new year and it's Wednesday, and you're watching The Biggest Beauty Project. So, first of all, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all had a fun and safe celebration last night. If you stayed at home like I did, I hope you enjoyed that too. I did have some company, which was very nice. Um, it was just very quiet and watched a few scary movies and watched a little mini marathon of Game of Thrones, and it was excellent. Yeah. So this week's topic, of course, we are talking about our New Year's resolutions. Very fitting since it is a new year. And Samantha had suggested this list that she saw on Pinterest, and it's I don't know how many items. It's a few. Um, and it's basically a few guidelines, like a few things that we want to do in the new year. And I have got mine all written down. So I am going to share them with you. So the first thing is a bad habit that I'm going to break, and that is sleeping in the morning. Now that I have my apnea machine, my CPAP machine, I'm getting a lot more sleep, but I've started to fall back into my old habits of sleeping in, and it's not really great because I wake up late for work, and I don't want to wake up late for work. I want to be able to get up a little bit earlier so I can go out and do my exercising that I need to do and have time for it. So that's the bad habit I want to break. The next thing is a new skill that we'd like to learn. And mine is kind of twofold. One thing I'd like to learn is knitting. I already know how to crochet, but I'd like to learn how to knit. And also, I'd like to learn how to run. I am not a runner by any means, and I know I'm going to have to lose a little bit more weight before I start running, just because I don't think my knees can hack it. But eventually, I'd like to get myself to where I can run and I could actually run a 3K or a 5K, or yeah, a 5K, that's what it is. So yes, that's just skills. Next thing is a person I hope to be more like. And honestly, I would like to be more like myself. And let me explain that. um, I find that in certain situations around certain people, I don't act like myself. I act how I think they want me to act. And I shouldn't do that anymore. I need to be more true to myself and act like who I really am inside. Because it's weird giving somebody a false sense of who you are. So I'd like to change that. A good deed I'm going to do. As I'm losing weight, I want to donate my clothes to the ones that I get too small for. Oh, that's an interesting thing to say. I'd like to donate them either to Goodwill or share them with other people who need clothes, that are also on a weight loss journey and may only be in those sizes for a little while. There is a clothing swap that is on one of the support sites for the gastric bypass, and it's really awesome because they do a clothing swap. So I'd like to do that, and I would like to do it without making them pay me for any of the shipping or anything like that. I just want to send them off and do that. So that is my good deed. A place I'd like to visit, two words, Missoula, Montana. A book I'd like to read. There are 50 books I want to read this year, and I'm already started on it. I started reading Beautiful Creatures at the end of December, so I'm just going to count that for my first book of the year once I finish it. And I will probably finish that tonight. Yeah, so there's also a list. Maybe I can send you a link to my Goodreads page. Maybe I'll put that down in the box below, so you can get a link to all the books I'd like to read this year. A letter I'm going to write. I am going to write a letter to all the girls on the channel. I miss writing letters. I think letters are a great form of communication, and it's really awesome when you get a letter or a card from someone you really care about. It's nice to know that they took the time to think about you and sit down and write something. It's so much more personal than an email or a text or something like that. So I eventually am going to get around to writing a letter to all of you girls. A new food I would like to try. Two of them, I would like to try quinoa and tempeh, which are both good protein sources that are non-meat sources. And I bought some quinoa last year and never tried it. And I am definitely going to start trying it this year once I can get to that stage of foods, or I can start eating more solid stuff, because it's going to be like a good replacement for rice and pasta and stuff like that for me, because I really have to avoid the carbs. So, yes. And tempeh, I'm not really sure what it's like, but apparently it's very good and it's a very good source of protein. So I'm going to try that out. So if y'all have any recipes with either of those things, please share. And the last thing is I'm going to be better at treating my body well. I have already started knocking out the bad foods, and it's getting easier to avoid them, mainly because my stomach can't hold them right now. Like, the other day, I had my first experience with getting sick. I actually ate a pickle before I had my acid reflux medicine, and let's just say the pickle didn't stay there very long. It was not a good choice. So, yeah, I'm going to start listening to my body more and treating it better. And also, that is including working out, which I started today, and my legs are screaming at me for it. But I walked a mile and a half, and it was really nice. It was nice to get out, and I feel so much better now that I did it. So, knowing that that feeling is going to be something good to look forward to. Now, the soreness in the muscles are not so great right now. However, I did stretch a lot, and I'm going to be stretching a lot in the morning, so hopefully that'll help. Yes, so those are my resolutions for the year, and I maybe share yours with us, viewers. We would like to hear what your resolutions are for the year. Comment, please. Comment below. Let us know what you're thinking, and yeah. I would like to say I'll see you next year, but it is next year now. So happy New Year to everybody, and I will see you guys next week.